And if you don't bloom, you are going in the trash, going in the trash, going in the trash. Hey guys, it's me Astrid, and today I am actually going to come at you with an actual plant update full of actual plants that you have actually asked me to actually say something about. Today we're coming at you with a good ass video. Just kidding, it's going to be terrible because if you're in the TLDR crowd, answer to all your questions basically about all my orchids that you haven't seen in a while is that they dead or they sold or they thrown in the trash. Like, that's it. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go through your questions anyway because that could be a little bit fun and we could talk about it. So let's get started. We got a list. All right, so number one, Roberta Grigsby asked, what about a bird update? What about a bird update? Let's look at those little sons of bitches. Okay, so for those of you asking for a bird update, here's my sweet little birds. This is Q. He's probably going to fly away. Will you step up? Will you step up? Come here. That's 1 foot. That's a good boy. What about you, Data? Will you step up? Come on. What a good boy. He's so ginger about stepping up. And let's see if Spock and Cork will. Cork, will you step up? That's a good boy. Good boy. You want to say hi to the camera? No. And my little Spock, she's turning into a woman. Her cere's turning brown. Step up, baby. Come on. If she doesn't want to step up, she really won't. Thank you. Thank you, pretty girl. I love you. All right, Jaden Rich asks, Bulbophyllums. Okay, let's talk about that. So, all Bulbophyllums, as far as I can tell, are really humidity-loving little guys, and they really like to be on this nice little damp layer of sphagnum moss, and they really love to be just wandering, meandering, long rhizome, having little plants. Well, that doesn't really go well with my growing style. I don't want to constantly be trying to water a Bulbophyllum on a mount. I don't like growing stuff in bark. And Bulbophyllum roots, as far as I can tell, they don't go down as deep as other orchid roots, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. I could be wrong. But because of that, they don't really do very well in semi-hydroponic, the way I have it set up anyway. If I were to try Bulbophyllums again, I would probably have them growing in a tank where I could control the humidity and keep it really high. And yeah, also I don't really like orchids that smell like a foot. So there are Bulbophyllums out there that smell nice. There's a few, and there are a lot that smell terrible, and there are many that don't smell at all. So don't let that turn you off of Bulbophyllums, but they're not really an Astrid kind of orchid, if you know what I mean. Okay, Courier 6. Hallo aus Amerika, Courier 6, freut mich. How's the Dendrobium you got from the show, the one with the huge long canes and beautiful pink flowers? Well, that was called Dendrobium super nestor. That orchid was amazing. The smell was amazing. The flowers were huge. I'm sure you guys remember it, and if you don't, I'm showing a picture. I know I edited one in by now, future Astrid. It was a great plant. My problem with it is that because I grow plants under lights in my house, it was just too damn big. It really was. I have another Dendrobium nestor that's like really small. It's not the super nestor. I don't know why the sizes were so different, but I sold that one to someone in my orchid society. So hopefully it's doing well and happy in someone else's home, not mine, because that thing was too damn big. S. Wegner asks, is the Miltonia sunset doing good? No, it's not. It's dead. I threw it in the trash. I have some bizarre aversion to oncidiums. Like, for some reason, anytime I get an oncidium, I'm like, oh, this oncidium will be so nice. I usually wind up trying to murder it consciously or subconsciously. So I got that, didn't want to unpot it, didn't want to repot it, didn't want to try it in semi-hydro, threw it out. All right, so Judy Chrysler and Garden Gnome Jay both asked, how is the Neofinetia falcata situation going? Well, first of all, there is no Neofinetia falcata situation. I had those as I was like moving out of college, and they got baked in the sun. I tried to force them to grow in semi-hydro. They didn't really thrive in semi-hydro. They didn't really thrive in moss. And given that they're Vandaceous types, they would probably do really well being watered, you know, every day soaked. And that's not my growing style. That's not my watering style. So I didn't really want to put in the effort on those, no matter how small and cute they are. If I were to try Neofinetia falcatas again, I'd probably try growing them in the traditional style, and I'd probably get a bigger plant. But yeah, they dried up, they dead. I really failed with those two. Judy Chrysler also asked, how's my Brassavola doing? Well, let's go god diggity damn look. And you guys ask, how's the Brassavola doing? Well, this is the one my friend Jason gave to me, or he sold it in an auction and I bought it. This one, doing pretty goddamn good, I'd say. It's got a new growth coming over here, and it's got tons of new roots. I think I'm gonna sell this one though, because I just don't like that it's in coconut husk, but I think unpotting and like tearing the roots up aren't gonna do it well either. And frankly, I think Brassavola nodosa smells like hot dogs. It doesn't smell amazing to me, so I'm not really attached to it. And my white balance is totally fucked because I went somewhere else with the camera. This camera, its one freaking fault is that it will make me yellow in indoor lights, and I don't get it. But anyway, I'm done waiting for it to fix itself. Camera. Let's go on to the next question. Maria Dillon asked, how'd you do in your Psychopsis orchid recovery? Not so good. So, long time ago, I got a few Psychopsis divisions from this really bad eBay seller whose name I won't mention, but this person sells you like really shitty plants, and then instead of you leaving a bad review, she just refunds your money so that you don't leave a bad review and you're like technically customer satisfied. Anyway, I got these from her and I was like, well shit, these were, you know, 12 bucks, I'll try to recover them. Little did I know you could get like a reasonably good Psychopsis from an orchid show for like 20 to 40 bucks, so why get it from this person? Anyway, I tried to recover those by putting them in like damp sphagnum moss for months and months. One of them grew a pretty good root system, the other one just kind of rotted and died. But the one that grew a good root system, the roots were fine and they kept growing and growing, and then it started growing new growths off of the side, and then for some fucking reason, I don't know what the reason is, those new growths rotted off. And then it was like back to square one. I've got some roots, no new growths, and who knows, maybe all the eyes are used up. So either it straight up died or I got fed up with like waiting months for these new growths to come out and then just rot halfway through the process. I don't know, but that plant is no longer in my collection. If I were you, I would get a Psychopsis that's in good health, new from a show or something like that. All right, so we got two questions about the Vanda sanderiana. Okay, so let's talk about that. Vanda sanderiana is like the queen of orchids from the Philippines, right? Pardon my shitty Tagalog, but I think you call it waleng-waleng in the Philippines, and it's like the crown jewel of beautiful orchids. I mean, if you look at a Vanda sanderiana, how could you not think it was the crown of Vandas? It's amazing. But the problem was when I got it, well, I live in this temperate climate. I don't have a way to keep this plant like summer tropical temperatures all year round without a bunch of unnecessary effort on my part. I don't have a way to like dunk it in a bucket every day that's not super disruptive to my life. I don't want to keep up with Vandas. I don't want to keep up with bare root orchids. So I got this orchid and I had it in bloom for a while and I said, shit, I made a mistake. So I took that thing to my orchid society and I was like, make an offer. I don't fucking want it. And guess what? Someone in my orchid society snapped that baby right up for 20 bucks. Lucky you. Lucky you. Exosket also asked about my Bangkok sunset. and my Schilleriana. So I can show you both of those. So here they both are. One of these is clearly in better condition than the other. So first we've got the Bangkok Sunset. It has like leathery, totally fucked up leaves. It has really dry roots. It tried to make a recovery, it really did, but I really let it down. This plant is probably gonna go to orchid heaven. Though, you know, if I got my ass in gear, I could probably, you know, keep this moist and save it or sell it to someone. I'm gonna think about it. I can't let it go because Bart Motes gave this to me as a present and I'm fucking up so bad. Bart, please, if you're watching this, please. I'm sorry. We've also got my Schilleriana, which my friend Jason gave to me. He was like, I'm done with this, take it. So I did. This started as a little basil keiki. There was a main growth right here. You see this? This thing was the main growth, and this came off of that as a basil keiki. All the leaves of the main growth fell completely off, and there was this little itty bitty basil keiki sitting there, and it grew up and out, and it's grown these healthy leaves. It's doing really well. I'm growing it in semi-hydroponic. You know, you be the judge. I think most of these roots are doing pretty well. I think some of them in the, no, this one's green in the bottom. I think I need to keep it warmer. I have a seedling heat mat that I'm gonna put under some of my plants to trigger them to grow. Lorna Butcher and Gardening at Duenza both asked about my Sarcochilus orchids. Hey girls, I definitely killed these two. This is a really embarrassing video, you guys. So I okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure Fred Clark was like, don't pot these in semi-hydro. And I was like, Fred, you're not my dad. And so, so I took them out of the pots and I put them in semi-hydro. And then I didn't realize the humidity at my old place was like 28% in the window in summertime. It was real low. And Sarcos like humidity that's 40 to 60% or above. They like cool temps and they like a constant good airflow. And I was giving them exactly none of that. Then I moved to a new place and I let them sit on top of a shelf in a room that I never went into for like weeks, and then they dried up and then all the leaves fell off and then they died. So that's what happened to those. I'm sorry. Also, finally the white balance is back on the fuck camera. And I guess that's all the update questions that you guys had for me. I also saw a bunch of questions about growing orchids in semi-hydro, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a video talking about that, maybe today, maybe sometime soon. You guys asked a lot about like, when do I water? How do I fertilize? Where do I get containers? Well, this info's all over the net, but I figured I could consolidate it in one little video and share it with you. If you want an update on any other orchids, please be sure that it's alive before you ask me to save my heart from the struggle of embarrassment. No, just kidding. Ask me about any orchids you want, and if they're not dead, I'll show them to you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care. Bye.